Hi guys, in today's video I'll show you the After Effects performance settings I use and what you can change to get slightly faster preview renders. Many of you have asked me why your PCs, even if they're much better than mine, still preview videos slower than mine, sometimes even for a simple 1080p composition. First I'll show you the settings I use in After Effects. Then I'll explain how different video formats can affect preview speed, because the type of file you're using matters a lot. Finally, I'll go over the PC components, which might help you understand why high-end PCs don't always perform better in AE. I'll also include timestamps so you can skip to the parts you're most interested in. Let's get started. Just dropping a quick reminder that you can grab these 16mm film shakes. I made them specifically so you don't have to waste time keyframing the same movement over and over. You can see how much more expensive the edit looks with them on. Links down there if you need it. In After Effects, go to Edit, scroll down to Preferences, and click then Disk Cache. By default, Enable Disk Cache is turned on, but the size is usually set low, so it doesn't take up much space on your drives. This is an important setting to increase, and as you can see, I've set mine to 300 GB. Since I have two NVMe drives, each nearly 1 TB, this allows me to safely allocate a large cache without running out of space. Now if you're wondering what Disk Cache actually does and why a higher number is better, here's the explanation. Disk cache is a storage area on your drive where After Effects saves rendered frames. When you preview a composition, AE doesn't have to re-render every frame from scratch if it's already stored in the cache. This means previews load much faster, especially for complex compositions with effects, masks, or 3D layers. The larger your disk cache, the more frames AE can store, which reduces the need for re-rendering and keeps previews smooth. It's also recommended to use fast drives, like NVMe SSDs, for your disk cache rather than a standard SSD or HDD. Faster drives allow After Effects to read and write cached frames much more quickly, which directly improves preview performance. If your cache is on a slower drive, AE will still store frames, but accessing them takes longer, and your previews won't feel as responsive. In short, increasing the disk cache size and putting it on a fast NVMe drive is one of the easiest ways to make After Effects preview faster and feel smoother while you work. With all that said, the next settings to look at are memory and CPU. I have 32 GB of RAM installed, which is basically the minimum for After Effects these days. I do struggle a bit when working with 4K edits, but for 1080p videos, like the tutorials I record, it's enough, and that's why you see smooth workflow during my recordings. Under Memory, you'll see the option to reserve RAM for other applications. If you have 32 GB of RAM, I recommend setting this to the lowest value possible. The reason is simple. The more RAM After Effects can use, the more frames it can store in memory for previews, which improves performance and reduces lag. Reserving too much RAM for other programs limits AE's ability to cache frames, slowing down your workflow. Next is the CPU setting. By default, I have it enabled, which works fine for high-end CPUs. But if you have a lower-end CPU, you might want to lower the reserved CPU percentage from 10% to 5%, or even turn the setting off entirely. This allows After Effects to use the maximum available CPU power for rendering and previews, which can make a noticeable difference in performance. In short, give AE as much RAM and CPU as you safely can, and it will make your previews much smoother. With all the previous settings explained, we can move on to another important one, project settings. Go to File and click the Project Settings. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, set it to GPU Acceleration CUDA. This allows After Effects to use your GPU for rendering certain effects and compositions, which can significantly speed up previews and render times. If you have an AMD GPU, the option will usually appear as GPU Acceleration OpenCL. Setting it correctly allows After Effects to take advantage of your GPU instead of relying solely on the CPU, which improves performance, especially for effects, 3D layers, and heavy compositions. As I mentioned earlier, for my YouTube tutorials, I edit in 1080p so the videos are clear and easy to watch. But for my own edits or client work, I work with 4K footage. Let me show you a side-by-side comparison. On one side, we have a 1080p ready for a tutorial video, which is what you see and why it might look like my PC handles everything very smoothly. On the other side, we have a 3K clip shot on the DJI Pocket 3 that I'm editing for a client. Here you can see how my PC actually performs with higher resolution footage in reality. Now you know that your PC isn't actually slower than mine when it comes to complex edits. I use 1080p videos for my tutorials because my PC can handle them easily, and it also makes it much better for you to watch the videos smoothly. Just imagine if I shared a laggy tutorial, I'm sure most of you wouldn't watch it, and it would create frustration for both of us. Let's break down the PC parts and talk about which ones are most important to buy or upgrade for the future. The most critical component for After Effects is the CPU. It's essential to understand whether you need a high-end CPU or if a mid-range option will be enough for your needs. If editing is just a hobby, I'd recommend a mid-range CPU, something that doesn't cost too much but can handle most tasks comfortably. It will be more than enough for learning, practicing, and casual edits. But if your goal is bigger, like making money from your edits, I highly recommend a high-end CPU. For example, I use a CPU that's a multitasking monster, which handles heavy projects, 3D, and effects smoothly. You can also choose high-end AMD CPUs if that's your preference. It really depends on your personal build. I personally like an Intel and NVIDIA mix for my workflow. For a mid-range CPU, one solid and my personal recommendation is the i5 12400F. I actually use the CPU as well, and it's amazing. It's affordable, handles 1080p After Effects edits easily, and even performs well for gaming. This makes it a perfect option if you don't need a high-end CPU yet. While After Effects relies heavily on the CPU, it doesn't demand too much from the GPU. Even a mid-range GPU is usually enough. For example, I use an RTX 4060 with 16GB, which is more than enough for AE, and that's why I haven't felt the need to upgrade it. After Effects uses the GPU mainly for rendering videos, working with 3D layers, or previewing 3D models and effects. Other than that, AE doesn't rely on the GPU very much. It's mostly using 100% of your CPU. That's why having a high-end Intel or AMD CPU is far more important for performance than an ultra-powerful GPU in After Effects. RAM is crucial for fast preview renders and an overall smooth workflow in After Effects. If you want smooth previews without constant lag, you should have at least 32GB of RAM. This is basically the minimum these days. For 4K compositions or more complex projects, I highly recommend 64GB or more. More RAM allows After Effects to store more frames in memory, which means less re-rendering, faster previews, and a much smoother editing experience overall. And finally, let's talk about drives, which are a must-have for After Effects. I highly recommend using Gen 4 NVMe drives. They're fast enough to read and write project files efficiently, and they can also help improve preview performance slightly. However, if you upgrade your drives and don't notice much difference, it's probably because of your disk cache size in After Effects, which I showed you a few minutes ago. A fast drive alone won't help if your cache isn't set up properly. Even with this kind of high-end PC build, you may still experience some laggy workflow. It will be 10 times smoother and faster than a mid-range PC, but After Effects is a very heavy program. No PC in existence can completely eliminate lag when working with complex 4K compositions, so some slowdowns are normal, even on expensive setups. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like.